A globalist, pro-business party in Germany's ruling coalition has demanded the nation immediately take in even more migrants despite the country apparently struggling with the idea of keeping the people who live there already warm this coming winter. Germany's ruling Freie Demokratische Partei, or Free Democratic Party, FDP, has demanded that even more migrants be let into the country immediately to, they say, fight against labor market shortages. One of the three members of the ruling, predominantly left-wing traffic light coalition, the party made the demand despite the fact that Germany is facing an ongoing gas crisis, with some politicians now fearing that they may be completely cut off from their Russian supply of gas by mid-July. According to a report by Der Spiegel, the party's parliamentary group leader, Dürr, argued that even more migrants were needed in Germany to take over when the baby boomer generation retires. The situation is dramatic, and because that's the case, we need immigration, the party politician is reported as saying. It is about urgently needed immigration at all levels in the labor market, he continued. Anyone who can make a living from the work of their own hands is welcome. After all, he pays taxes and pays into the pension. However, while Dürr has claimed that the country's economy requires even more immigrants to enter Germany, it is unclear how the politician intends for the country to be able to properly look after any newcomers in the context of the country's ongoing gas crisis. Sparked by Germany's historical over-reliance on energy exports from Russia, something former President Donald Trump previously warned would have extremely negative consequences back in 2018, the European nation is now in dire straits after Moscow opted to turn down the tap on the amount of gas it was supplying to the Federal Republic. While this was already set to cause serious economic problems for the nation this coming winter, politicians are now fearing that the Kremlin will cut off the country's supply in its entirety by June 11, a move that would plunge Germany into a steep recession that could wipe out as much as €200 billion, $208 billion, from the German economy within 6 months. Such an eventuality would also see Germany ration gas away from business and industry and towards households in a desperate attempt to keep the lights on, something that would likely have devastating effects on the economy both at the national and household level. Companies would have to stop production, lay off their workers, supply chains would collapse, people would go into debt to pay their heating bills, that people would become poorer, Economic and Climate Minister Robert Habeck said regarding the possible situation. To make matters even worse, households could face the possibility of their hot water being rationed as a result of the crisis, while some company officials have been mulling the possibility of limiting the level of heating in offices to make sure employees can stay warm at home. So far, however, there does not appear to have been any suggestions of using lockdowns to curb the amount of gas being used, a scheme that has been wargamed by the government in Ireland as a possible response to energy insecurity.